It's Week 17 of the NFL, where we'll get a look at this team's leader at quarterback. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. We can hardly wait for the start of this one. Next on Madden Football.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
On the other side of the field for our visitors here, they come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. Just about time to rock as toe gets ready to meet leather. And this one is underway here on EA Sports. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And trotting out there leading them is their fourth-year quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
When you look at this defense, it's quite a unit. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Looking to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
The numbers for him from a week ago, 13 carries, 82 yards.
Nice solid showing from him last week. Didn't blow the roof off with his numbers, but he certainly had a quality day and produced when called upon.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher, 3rd and 6. Now back to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. They go play action here on first down. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sack. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll find his rookie wideout from Ohio State here. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
So out comes the offense now with a long field ahead of them. And a glance here at their quarterback, standing 6'3".
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball, run it inside, everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space.
He pushes through a would-be tackler to get about 3 yards, second down. And they'll come up 2nd and 7. They'll drop to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to get this from the 6 out to the 12. A pickup of 6 as they double their workspace. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chains, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
Second and 4. Quick hitter here. It's complete.
And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the first down.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he's got his big wide receiver complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up second down. Now a first carry here for their running back.
And he'll push forward for a couple to the 34. But you look at this defense.
They enter play 1 from the bottom, number 31 in the league, Charles, against the run.
One thing players always tell us is that they never really pay attention to numbers. I don't believe them for a second. They know where they rank, okay? They're not quite at the top, but they're far from the bottom. But let's face it, they want to move up. In order to do that, they've got to look at each other and make sure everyone's taking care of their assignments in order to play the run better.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here.
If you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And the defense coming through on third down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
The home team's offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he's come out of the gates hot. He's been on target with his throws, and that's reflected in the numbers as he'll look to keep it going here. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups, check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Pressure comes, and down he goes. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Fielded at the 43.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now, and it's our home team with possession, as they've got it with a 3rd down and less than a yard. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
3rd and inches, just turn around, hand it to the big guy, and let him plow forward and pick up a first down. A lot of people think that the offensive line, they may almost take the play off because they got a big guy back there pushing forward. I think it actually works in reverse. I think they block harder because they love seeing that guy get the ball because he doesn't touch it very often.
Holding, offense.
So that flag obviously takes away the good yardage that they had on the play.
And talk about a momentum shift, because we can visibly see this celebration shifting from one side of the field to the other as soon as everyone saw the flag.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
Now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. 2nd and 11 at the 41.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. They'll look to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to 4th down. So they bring out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's been a real threat in the red zone and beyond. As you take a look at the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns by a QB, you'll notice he's worked his way into the top 5 at this point of the season.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
2nd and 10.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 7.
He'll drop to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. He'll look to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third.
This offense so far on third down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That'll go as a pickup of 8.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
And they'll send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10.
They'll send the big tight end in motion right. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 8-yard line.
He'll look to throw.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
They'll set up a throw.
That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
Not many boos just yet from this home crowd, but they may be starting soon as I'm starting to detect an uneasy murmur through this crowd. This offense, they've been lifeless in this first half. And now here's another punting situation and a 4th down.
Well, on that punt, we've got a man shaken up. But not what you want to see this late in the season. The medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that will bring up 2nd down. Back to throw here. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line.
Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11. He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
How to approach this. 3rd down and 16 yards to go.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. And on now is the punter, as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They've been playing the field position game thus far. No score, 2nd quarter as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. They'll set up to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
They're going to look to throw. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
How about the show put on by these two defenses in this first half? The fireworks don't have to be just offensively. Neither one of them given an inch, and that's good coverage once again there to force another 4th down.
We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And now it's 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
That went out wide and intercepted.
And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Second and 14. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with third down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Here we go. Jack. Cut up. Go.
On play action, they'll throw. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29.
Ready.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he will find his man on the outside. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back.
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the 3rd quarter. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
That is caught. Powering his way forward. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. On 3rd and 10, they go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. They'll look to throw here. Over the middle, it's complete. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. They'll drop to throw. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a 4th down.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half. And their 3-point halftime lead gone now, back to a tie game. But Charles, I don't imagine that changes too much for this offense.
I would agree. I don't think it changes much at all, whether it's a 3-point lead or a tie game. They know they have their work cut out for them, and they were going to run their offense in the same vein.
That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down of the sack.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
And he'll get this past the 20 as he gets about 4.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And they bring their punter out there now as he's on for the 5th time here today. Take it at the 37. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10.
Now back to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. First target, first catch, and a 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 3. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a 1st down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
False start, offense.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here.
Looking to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there.
With his 4th rushing touchdown of the year.
And his guys have taken the lead. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. From the 42-yard line, here's the 2nd and 8. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 36-yard line.
Now a handoff running through the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10.
Let's go now.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues, and the chains move again. Still in search of their 1st touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he's able to push his way forward somehow for a gain of about 2 yards. 2nd down now. 2nd down and 8. Back to throw. To the sideline and incomplete.
At this point in the 2nd half, one mistake on a forced throw could doom your chances of a comeback. So that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
They'll motion the tight end across the formation. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage.
They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
And his kick is right there. It's good. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look.
Well, including this week, 3 weeks remain in the regular season, Charles, and it is going to be interesting to see how this playoff picture sorts itself out before we head into the postseason.
Competitive, entertaining postseason, that's what we're always striving for. But I think we get it during the regular season, too, because you never know how things are going to go during the final weeks of the season. Every team pulled out all the stops to get a better seed or just to get one of those 7 seats at the table. Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he'll get 3 down to the 34-yard line. The completion on first didn't get much, and now the run on second doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down in his play sheet, trying to dial up a big third down play. They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on third down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
And this one is right down the middle. And that'll open the lead up to a touchdown now at 13-6. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45.
But now he appears to be in some pain. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 5.
He'll drop to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. He'll look to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. And that one good for 16 yards and a first.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
From the gun, he'll hand this off to the 36-yard line. Stop there. Here's 2nd and 7. And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And tough sledding. They'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
He'll look to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
Ready, go.
They'll set up a throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Back to throw again. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will stay at a 7-point game. So a frustrating result. It's a 10-play drive, but it yields nothing on the scoreboard.
And to get off the field there without giving up points, that's a big win defensively.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd and a couple.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
And this is the worry because sometimes you get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important 3rd down.
And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the 1st down. Close it out.
Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Back to throw here. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Ready, go!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 6 at the 31-yard line.
They're going to look to throw. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, a sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
Well, just a gigantic play here, both sides. This is 3rd and inches.
They'll look to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the 1st and save the timeout.
Now that is the 2-minute drill at its very best. Get the completion, get a big chunk of yardage, and then get out of bounds to save those timeouts. You cannot do it any better than that.
Now 1st and goal.
Back to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect him to call a couple.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, it's been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good, and we are tied here in the 4th quarter.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
Now the offense going to use the 1st of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
2nd and 6 coming up.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
Holding offense.
Now 2nd down and a few inches.
They'll look to throw again. He'll rifle this one deep right side. It's caught at the 10. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the fourth.
Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
Point after, right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. 5 plays there on that drive. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
At 5 yards, not going to cut it here. That clock continues to run.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
And he's going to pick up a first down here as that clock continues to run.
Back to throw.
Through the middle of the field.
And all the way down to the 17-yard line. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. And this ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
Obviously, the excitement level here is almost a fever pitch. Down 1. It's tempting to go for 2. I say you go ahead and kick the extra point. You got the home crowd carried into overtime.
I'm with you. I do see some fans, though, holding up 2 fingers. Easy now.
Yeah, but they're not the ones who have to actually make that call, are they?
So now this will be, in all likelihood, to force overtime. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. So now this will be, in all likelihood, to force overtime. And he has got it. So barring something crazy on the kickoff, we're looking at an extra period to decide this one.
So overtime on the horizon, barring a wild finish here as the kick's away.
And with time of factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And it's knocked away and incomplete. And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
Well, 4 quarters couldn't decide things, so it's on to overtime here as the kick is away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The home side once again ready to take over offensively. All set up for them right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. This is taken at the 18. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So here are visitors to take over on offense.
Well, their defense did the job, got off the field without giving up any points. And now, Charles, all they need here is a field goal, and they get the victory.
Yeah, and this is the way I love overtime. I'm one of those really, really old school guys that like sudden death right from the beginning. Well, we've got it now because any points wins the game. On defense, get a safety, a pick 6, fumble return, you can win it as well. So I'm really looking forward to this series and see how both sides play it.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Now 3rd down and 7.
They'll drop to throw.
That is caught,
and they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a 1st down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Next score wins, but remember, this will be a tie if the period ends with no scoring as they work on 2nd down.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
83 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Once he broke through that first wave of defenders, there was a pretty big gap there for him to run.
And it helps that they run a dime defense. That's 6 defensive backs. So this is why a lot of teams now are searching for those linebacker safety combo type guys who can add a little bit more size on the defensive side of the ball, but can still run as well, because when you run against 6 DBs with some bigger offensive linemen, you often get this result.
So from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd down and 5.
They'll look to throw here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he will have a 1st down at about the 21-yard line. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, breaking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. 2nd and 9 now. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15.
This now a 3rd and 4.
They'll set up to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Escapes the defender. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And that's a nice job of working his way open down in the red zone. Looked that one in and then made a beeline for the pylon. He didn't quite get there, and you want to give him a little extra for the effort, but instead he sets his guys up in excellent shape with a 1st and goal.
So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in, and he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, I go ahead and kick it right now. I know it's only 2nd down, but I kick it and give myself a little margin for error here.
Don't wait for 3rd. Have the extra down just in case.
If something goes wrong, messed up snap, anything like that, you fall on it, guess what? It's 3rd down. You still have the ball. You still have a chance to kick it.
And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. The ball mere inches from the white line on 3rd and goal. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And this will be caught. It's a touchdown. An absolute stunned silence here as they have come in and stolen this one in overtime. So it's our visitors that come away with a victory here, and it was thanks in large part to the play of their 2nd-year quarterback.
Yeah, what struck me was how composed he was in the pocket. The numbers weren't spectacular. He had 2 touchdown passes, that's it. But he led his guys on some important drives when they needed it most, and they're going to come away with the victory.
So for our visitors, they get the critical victory to move them to 9-7 now. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everybody.